Judson Laipply is a one-of-a-kind performer who provides his audiences with custom and exciting presentations. His energetic nature, combined with his down-to-earth style, has his audiences engaged from the moment he steps on stage to the moment he dances off. Yes, dances off. Judson is the creator and performer of The Evolution of Dance, the internet video that took the world by storm. Seen by over 100 million people on the internet since its release in April of 2006, The Evolution of Dance has brought Judson worldwide recognition. Being featured on CNN, MSNBC, E! Entertainment, Good Morning America, The Today Show, Ellen, Oprah, and countless others has led to Judson's dancing being seen by millions more. Now, it is time for them to hear what he has to say.
Now, I told you at the very, very beginning I was here to do two things. Number one, I was here to make you laugh. Number two, I was here to make you think.
Because if you know anything about laughter, people like to laugh.
There are things in this world that you cannot control. We can all agree with that. And number two, there are things in this world that you can control. No, I'm not naive. I don't expect to change your lives instantaneously. You're not going to come up to me afterwards and be like, Judd, you have exorcised my demons. My mind is clean. Hallelujah.
The average child laughs between 200 and 300 times a day. And if you have a son or daughter, niece or nephew, grandchild, next door neighbor, brother, sister, you know what I'm talking about, because they laugh at everything. They walk by a table and they're like, look, ketchup. And you're like, that's ketchup. And they're like, I know. The average adult laughs between 7 and 14 times a day. Somewhere along the lines, as we start growing up, we stop laughing. And not only are we hurt for it because of those physical benefits laughter has, but also the social, the emotional, and the spiritual. Because laughter is one of the few things in this world that transcends every race, every religion, every cultural difference that divides people can be completely and totally dissolved when people laugh together. But not only that, when you have those things going on in your brain, it actually creates a better state of mind to remember information. It creates what's called an emotional state of mind. I got my master's degree from Bowling Green State University. I studied an area of psychology called emotional intelligence. And what I learned is how to get people's retention levels up by using different activities and different means. And one of the things that I learned is your emotional memory is 6 times stronger than your cognitive memory. Which means if you're just trying to memorize something, it's 6 times as hard to do as if you have an emotion attached to go along with it. So that's why I ask people to laugh while we're doing things, because by the time it's all said and done, I'm hoping that you'll be able to remember some of the things that I say if I can attach laughter to go along with them.
Judson Laipply shares his amazing ability to make people laugh and think with audiences around the country, including Fortune 500 companies, international associations, and organizations in every sector of professional life. His presentations are down-to-earth and highly motivational, creative and appealing, humorous and thought-provoking, lively and enriching, full of audience interactions that get your crowd up on their feet. Drawing from a decade of study in psychology and performance, he resonates with audiences and delivers practical take-home messages that can be used the same day.
The first thing I want to talk to you about this morning is about a power that each and every one of you possesses. It's a power that is so great, if you begin to see this power, utilize this power, and apply it to your life becomes so much easier for you. And you ask, what is that power? What could it possibly be so fantastical? It's quite simple. It's your power of choice. Your power of choice is so important. Why? Because no matter how you try to justify things, no matter how you try to spin things, rationalize things, whatever, everything boils down to this. Everything in your life is there because of the choices you make. Everything in your life is there because of the choices you make. And now I know sometimes at a young age it's difficult to see that and grasp that. So let me give you a little bit of a better example, okay?
So, what's going to happen is in a moment you're going to stand up. The name of the game is called the fastest finger count, all right? The way it's going to work is you're going to stand up face to face against the person you are playing with your hands behind your back, okay? I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, you will throw up in front of your face any combination of fingers between 0 and 10. And if you happen to have 9 or 11 fingers, that's awesome. Come show me later, okay? They're fantastic. So I'll go 3, 2, 1, go. You will throw up your fingers. The person you are playing against will do the exact same thing. The first person to count all the fingers between your two sets of hands add them together and shout out the answer is the winner of the round. That's why it's called the fastest finger count. Hands behind your back. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, raise your hand if you were the winner. Raise your hand if you were the winner. All right, that was a practice round. That was a practice round. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Hands behind your back. Look that person square in the eye. Stare him down a little bit. If you want to talk some smack, talk some smack. Go right ahead. You now know the way the game is played. You are not cheating. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, raise your hand if you won that round. Raise your hand if you won that round. Okay, within that game, there are a couple things you have to do in order to ensure you have the best chance of winning. Number one, you have to be able to count. All right, we know that. Thank you very much. Number two, you have to be able to do it quickly. All right, we know that as well. But there's one other thing that you have to do in order to ensure that you have the best chance of winning. Okay, what did you have? If you think you know what it is, just shout out the answer. What did you have to do? All right, several people said it right down front here. You had to know how many fingers you were going to hold up ahead of time. Because if you didn't, you'd go. And then some of you, I watch you. I see your process. You just start going, I'm smart. I'm just going to hold up 0, so I don't have to add anything. I just got to count how many fingers they've got. Not realizing that person already knows their number. As soon as they see you have a 0, you're toast. You're just like, son of a... What kind of stupid game is this anyways? What you had to do is you had to exercise your power of choice before you ever got into a situation. You had to make a decision before you were ever presented with the options. Our power of choice is so strong. Usually successful people do one thing that unsuccessful people don't. Unsuccessful people hope. They hope a lot. They hope for this. They hope for that. Successful people decide.
Judson Laipply's presentations are styled to meet the needs of your audience. Whether a 30-minute get them pumped up or a 60-minute get them reflecting to a halftime show for an NBA team, Judson's energy is contagious.
I used to work as a server. Anybody here ever worked as a server in a restaurant? Every person on the face of the planet should be required to work in a restaurant for at least 6 months because you will learn so much more appreciation. And some of the things that people ask for, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like my favorite when people ask for lemon in their water. It's like, oh, I'd like some lemon in my water, please. Because I have been to countless people's houses where they've gone and gotten a glass of water, and I've never, ever seen a person in the history of my entire life open up the refrigerator, then pull out a lemon and slice up a lemon and then put it in their water. But I've seen people be like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to have lemon with my water. So one night I'm working, I used to work at TGI Fridays, and we're working there, and this couple came in, very pretentious, felt they were very much better than everybody else. They're what we call snappers in the industry. Every time they wanted something, they would snap. Excuse me, I need, blah, 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 because this couple gets their food finally, and I don't know why or whatever, but something was wrong with the gentleman's potato. So he stands up in the middle of the restaurant and just goes, sir, I have a problem, sir, my potato is bad. Sir, I have a bad potato, sir, my potato is bad. And so this finally puts my friend over the edge because he walks over to the table, he walks up, he picks up the potato, and he just goes, bad potato, bad potato, bad potato. He puts the potato down and he goes, sir, if that potato gives you any more trouble, you just let me know. And he walks away. And everybody's like, yeah! You got served! Literally. But it's a perfect example of just being able to accept the things that you cannot control, because that's one of the things about life. You have to be able to say that, oh my gosh, if I cannot control this, I just have to let it go and move on. Because here's the thing, there will be times when you'll ask that question and the direct answer will be yes, I do have some control over this. So then the question becomes, how do you exercise that control? Well, it's very simple because of what I've already talked about. You, number one, recognize that life is going to change. You remember your power of choice, and you take those two ideas and you fuse them together. And what you are left with is the most simple formula for exercising that control, and it simply is this. You can create any change in your life through the choices that you make. That's it. It's that simple.
If you need a performer that delivers a tangible message, if you need a motivator that makes you laugh, if you need to get your audience up and active, ready to reach new levels of performance, you need Judson Laipply.
The evolution of dance.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take me by my little hand and go like this. I've got a perfect puzzle for you.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
You say one for the travel, two for the time. Come on, y'all, let's
Break dance.
Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop. You can't touch your what?
Time zone. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it. Kimasabi. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it.
I came to get down, so get out your seat and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up and get down.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Now when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. kick that. Turn up your shoulder, you gotta kick that. Turn up your shoulder.
Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to your mother.